Hi there, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. And yeah, come check us out on your vacations. So, I'm here with an installment of my series that I'm doing about this particular painting. It's called Paintings in Progress 25. And I think this is probably about the sixth longest video. I don't know, but I do like this, and then I do like the little touches that I do here and there when I have like little brief thoughts or whatever, and I'll make a short video to chronicle those. So basically, I don't forget what I'm reflecting on later, and also to share it with you guys. And I call those interludes, and then the longer videos, episodes. But anyway, yeah. Well, since we last left off, I had put a little bit of some rudiments of what could be reflection in the currents upon the surface of the water. Then I came back in the interim between then and now, and I put what is going to be a little bit of a setting sun, or it could be a rising sun, depending on your perspective and what you think. Just in that far off horizon. And then I decided that this is going to be, since it's going to be setting, that the sky would be primarily dark. So I'm going to play around with those colors. I have always found a sunset or a sunrise from your perspective. I guess I don't know. I mean, they look similar, depending upon if you're looking at the East Coast or the West Coast, But anyway, yeah. Some positioning on the East Coast actually faces away from east, depending upon if you're in a bay or something like that. So, and likewise, some areas, depending upon where you're standing on the coastline or what you're thinking of, maybe the sun might be setting in the opposite direction. So isn't it weird? Okay, so I'm gonna get on with this. Okay, I like this song. Waiting for a star to fall, carry your heart into my arms. That's where you belong, in my arms, baby, yeah. Waiting for the star to fall, carry your heart into my arms. And I like working with small brushes. I'm still consolidating. Expenses. That's why I'm using, the brushes that I have instead of the large brush. But I can kind of give you an idea of where we're going with this. Is I'm going to put some colors of the night sky up here. Once I get this kind of smoothed out, and this is a blending of that cobalt. It's a thalio blue and the ivory black that I'm kind of blending together to get this smoky night atmosphere. And what's happening is, I'm going to smooth that out, blend it, let it get good and dry, and then I'll work on putting some starlight in the sky, and I think that's kind of cool. Sometimes, it's so funny because I started this one looking at a video that I had done from one shore shoreline or bank of Bossier City, looking across the Red River into downtown Shreveport. And what I liked was the way the reflectiveness of the water. Of course, it was like a bright daylight, and everything was extremely so white that you could barely see any difference between sky and water surface, because it was so bright, so intensely bright that day. And you can go back and see where I started this video when I talk about the inspiration of it. It's like a back and forth between grays and whites playing upon the surface of the water. And it's like, wow, I like it. So then I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll do something. I'm ready to paint now. This inspires me to paint. And of course, this has, like I predicted, gone in a way that's different than the picture, you know, and that's cool. That's the life that is the art, the idea that's coming through me and through my brush and coming onto the canvas, almost from the subconscious is so weird because it's kind of got a will of its own that is different from the conscious. It's weird, and I think everybody maybe can relate to that. You know, when it's like you realize something, it's like, oh wow, well I didn't know that I had that in me, that kind of thing. So it's like that. That's what art can be like. It can be as if something's coming through you, you know. But anyway, I'm going to get on with painting this. I'm going to pause the video. Still working with this Thalio blue and ivory black. And you know, it's a good thing it's acrylic, because it's sometimes I get it everywhere. Let's see. You know, this part of this song that I'm listening to is about self-education. It's about, reading the books. Like in a minute, he'll tell you. It's like, the line is like, read a book in the nooks and the cranny, there are books to read. So you don't even have to do that anymore. You can just you can just turn on the internet. So that was the line I was talking about. I need to get some moisture on my brush and then thin this paint out a little bit. Of course, you know, with the getting your learning about things online is fun, but when it comes to news outlets, and if you're going to get involved civically that way, then you want to make sure that you're getting your information from a reputable source that you trust, and that can be verified, and that you're not getting sucked into tabloid headline. I've got this friend who just gets really distraught whenever he thinks about what's going on politically as of late, and it's like, well, you know, so much so that he can't even really talk about the particulars of it sometimes, and it's like, well, let's examine what's going on. What particularly has you upset? Like everything, and it's like, well, okay, well. And then we've had this conversation. Hey, if you get your news only from TV, then you're getting like a something, and it's like, that's fine. But if you are getting your information from other sources, do make sure that they are credible sources, so that you're not, you know, being given headlines and news by sensationalists who care very little about the truth, and their idea is to do anything to grab your attention so that they can sell so that they can sell ads, and in doing so, they will sensationalize, and they will twist, and they will make up sources who have false opinions, and will not care about creating worry. So that's so they can sell headlines. And then there's the other type of agenda, where there is specific political agenda on the news, in the, you know, whomever owns the outlet maybe has an agenda, so it's going to be very slanted one way or the other, liberal or conservative or something like that, and basically it's because if they can get more people to feel the way that they feel, not only can they sell to the advertisers that they want to sell to, but they also have special interest in ensuring that a vote will go this way or that way when it's time to do that, or who's going to remove who from office or whatever. So you have to look at who's behind the story, what's the interest in the person covering the story. It's rarely, I will say this, it is rarely altruistic, especially when it comes to online news sources. Then what else? Then we have outside interference in United States political interest, because it behooves certain parties outside of the United States to sow the seeds of discord, like the last song, Sowing of Seeds of Love. Well, they want to sow the seeds of discord because the more distraction and the more we disagree, and it's just, there's all kind of stuff like that. So mostly I just want people to be able to relax if they can, and not freak out, and just know that I don't think there's anything going on now that hasn't always been going on in some corner of the world somewhere across the globe. There's always this kind of stuff going on, and you know what? Humanity has endured, and I feel that we will continue to for quite some time. So I think things are going to be okay, one way or the other. And there are things going on that I don't like, but I'm not going to let the concern for that ruin, my life. So let me pause the video. I'm going to paint, and I'll come back. I'll talk about some other stuff. But yeah, just say, not getting wrapped up in stuff that's so, getting ourselves worked up over stuff that we really can't control, except for maybe at the voting booth. Let this be the magic that matters. Forget the words. Come into my arms. Let me feel the wonder of all of you. Will it be magic now? And hold on fast. I wonder I got like a playlist going that's like, not like I didn't make it up. I think it just like self-generated over some of the stuff I've listened to over the last millions of years. This was a Scandal, led by the singer Patti Smith. I wanted you far too much to ever let you go. You know you never could find me, it's true. Okay, so I'm still blending. Now, the difference in these tones are a lot more vibrant now, here being projected by light, than they actually look by the naked eye. But it's all going to blend in together. So we'll just, bear with me. So sometimes, I just literally will pick. This is why that's why I'm making a mess. Hold on. So sitting here trying to do the video, it's like, it nearly fell because I just actually right now don't have it clammed into place. I just have the canvas leaning against the tripod. And it's because I want to be able to get in here and get really, really careful and tight and close. As I get a little closer to the horizon, Uh, I do want to. I do want to keep the surface of the water in the far off distance. I want to keep that um, as crisp as possible, even going into the night. You know, so. Hope you like a lot of nice friends out there. Just remember there's a lot of hurt and beware. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Hard to get by just upon a smile. And this night atmosphere. It's going on in layers, you know, softer colors over larger colors. It's kind of going to give kind of an eeriness to it, kind of a picture book quality, sure, but also kind of a spookiness, as in, oh my God, there are things in the night. It's not just a void. That's sometimes what I get out of looking at the night, but who knows? I'm kind of a little bit touched. Yeah. So, you know, the same brand of the same brand of ivory black and thalio blue. The same brand gave me this yellow acrylic, which is this is so intense that it takes forever to spread it thin enough, and you have to keep working with it to get those tones to blend. Uh, and that's why I'm working in patches and kind of pulling certain colors over within. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of blending I'm going to have to do, laying some thin coat of thalio over this almost charcoal up there, and then you know, yeah, just kind of being really careful down here so I don't really, you know, it's. Uh, hmm. So I just wrote a set of lyrics, and I think one of the lines is, it only takes a moment to turn wrong, or it only takes a moment to go wrong, and it's like that with this. Of course, if it does happen, you know, it's an easy fix. We'll just incorporate it. Like, it's a lot easier to get a mess up of a very translucent yellow than a black, though. So I want to be careful with that. I want to comment on this song, this Alice Cooper House of Fire, one of my favorites, and I've seen him in concert a few times, and I've never heard him play this song. I wonder why. Okay, so I've got the canvas, I've got it full, uh, and at this point, it's going to be just a matter of, you know, blending, and basically the brush strokes as I blend, they're going to be very important um, when doing something like this. If I had like a large brush and I was going all the way across or whatever, then I could just, that's fine. Or if I were working with a canvas that was black, because they make canvases that are black, and then putting tones on top of the black canvas, that's great. But I'm working with the white canvas and I'm putting the night atmosphere on it, on top of it. So this right here would never do. That would never work unless I'm going to create like some cloud or something like that. But I've got to create some sort of uniformity, and I've got to do it. And the best way to do it is going to be with considering brush strokes. Oh, this song, remember? No, that unless you were as old as me, you wouldn't remember this song. But it was Amy Mann was the singer, and the band was Till Tuesday. And she's singing a song about being in a relationship, and the relationship is, you know, he's expecting her to compromise and conform. and you know, not be herself, but to give her identity over to him, you know. And then at the very end of the song, uh, she says something like she might overhear, and what's to imply from that is that the is and I always wondered from that, does that mean that she's in a relationship with this guy, and she says she might overhear? Does that mean that the narrator of the song sung by Amy, is she the actual extramarital relationship, and they're like, keep it down because she might overhear? Or is it less than that, and is it more like, hey, there's somebody over at the next table, listening as we're arguing, and keep your voice down so they don't overhear. Opinions matter. Is it just a social thing, or was there more to it? That was just a line, you know. I think it was like, keep it down now. She might overhear. I forget, but that was it. That's it. So, and that was it. Did that mean? And to me, I always picked up on that. I thought that meant, and I still do, that in this song, that they're like, aside from everything else, me trying to groom you as my relationship that nobody knows about, but maybe they do or whatever. But we're out together in public, and keep your voice down so this won't get back to my wife. Someone might overhear. That's kind of what I think it's about. So it's a there are so many different degrees to that song that you could that could come out. But that's the best songs are like that. But the best songs sometimes can have little nuances that open themselves up to a deeper interpretation. I love that. So I'm gonna do a little bit more work, and I'll come back after the click. One of the reasons why I like working with this camera, my camera phone, my phone, like any phone camera or whatever. One of the reasons why I like working with them is well, because I get to look through the light, and there's no, like, it's such a high definition that I see every flaw, even if it's not obvious to the naked eye, and it makes me want to do a better job. But I can see my consistency that's going to happen here as this sky is blending into each, the layers. It's kind of like running and blending into each other, and it's kind of got a melted effect to it. I don't mind that so much. I think it's really kind of cool. What I want to do though is, like I said, I want to work on the consistency that's going to come from, brush strokes, and I'm going to be working on that now that I've got a little bit of negative space to still fill into, and I still want to work on blending some of this together, and so stick with me. Oh, I love this song from Gregory Abbott, "Shake You Down." It was like, I don't know, it was like one of the first like real crossover songs from R&B into like radio friendly pop. Oh my god, my sister would drive us to school. Like, she was in high school and I was in middle school, and she was driving this little Vega, and she would drive. We'd listen to the radio, and this song would come on like every time, and I'm like, I love that. I love this. I can't do this part, but I can do the chorus. Oh well, well. I used to love this song. Oh well, baby. I thought I was so slick singing this song. I've been missing you, and the way you make me feel inside. What can I do? I can tell you got your pride now, baby. So now what I'm doing here is as the I'm adding little bits of just water that has run off into the in my little tray that I'm using. It's the lid to one of those tins, those cookie tins that you get at holidays or whatever. And so basically, in the I'm using the Thaleo blue colored water basically that has run off, and I'm using it to thin and push around some of the paint and create more nuances as I can into this atmosphere, so that it's not all one solid blackness. And then I can play around with how the atmosphere is going to look, where there might be some cloud play against some of the starlight and the work that's going to be in the sky, and there we go. And this is kind of cool. Something about it in the mid '80s going into the '90s, rap music had made its impact, and just about all the songs, I should say, had some sort of little like closeout or rap or like it was like you had to like include some sort of rap in your novelty song that was going to be wide ranging. Put as much stuff into the song as possible, and then it'll have a wide appeal. Almost here schoolyard song. That's great, but I love this song. Come on, let me shake you down. I'm not really. Listen, if no one's here and the song comes on, I'll sing the entire song, But yeah, let's see what's next. See, this is the part here where I really didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna make it work. By the way, we're listening to Christine McVie with this song here. Love will show us how. The name of the song. Well, this seems interesting. It seems like there's something happening here now. Something is splitting the night or something. I like it. I don't, it, go figure. Love will survive, but it's alright for now. Still I believe love will show us how. There must be a way to keep it alive, so keep our vow. Still I believe love will show us how. In this era of music video, by the way, it was kind of like they were almost like little mini movies, and in some cases they were, such as Michael Jackson's Thriller. They actually called it a mini movie. I think that's where I got the idea from. But they were like short film, and it was like the music was the soundtrack, to little 3-4 minute movies that were music video. It wasn't just about, oh, here's a band doing a live performance. So I'm just using the smudgy what's on the brush. Ooh, definitely want to be careful. Okay, I'm gonna basically call this done for this session. We've gone on for about half an hour of here, but I mean, I've definitely have put more work into this evening than 30 minutes, but because I've been working in between uh, takes, or in between clicks, I should say. But still, I'm kind of at a point where I need to kind of give this a cooling off, let it rest, let it completely dry. Let me see what's going on, and figure out what more is being revealed with this canvas. There is definitely something going on. I got it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Love and light. Peace. God bless. Good night. I'm glad I didn't stop the video that I'm making. What I decided to do, because particularly I wanted to come back here and save this orb in the sky that I've been working with, and I've created somewhat of a recursion, because I did not realize there's sort of a artificial curve in that by happenstance that happened, so that it looks as if there's a, yeah, just looks like there could be sort of a, that's the actual orb back there, and this is some sort of a reflection or something. I don't know. It's weird. I'm gonna I don't know. I'm gonna look forward to see what is going on. But I decided to remove a fair amount of what was going on from the canvas, because I kind of liked that there was something underneath all that heavy night. And here there's room to expound, to create a picture beyond the picture. I think how filthy my hands are with this paint. Just to go, like, if you wanted to, if you were the artist, if I wanted to, I could put a caption. I could write something in here. It's a lot of negative space that could be used for something else. I think I'm going to use it to continue to paint, but yeah, I kind of like that effect of that kind of a darkness closing in around whatever that main action's going to be in the foreground. I don't know, we'll see. But this has vastly changed the what this painting is about. It's the story of this has been changed, and I love it. So, see you after the click. I really do at this point need to have. Now I can continue to use, the paper towel and water to get excess paint away. What I'm going to do is just kind of like, because that's what acrylic is very, susceptible to that. That's why when someone says, "Hey, you can wash acrylic," and you can, well, I don't know that you can. Every time it dilutes very easily with water. So, typically, once it dries, it's very, it's damn near impervious. But if it's not dry, then what happens is it gets diluted, and acrylic is oil based, and so. No, it's water based, and so yeah. Hell, I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that once it dries and forms and everything, it will trap it take a, I don't know what I'm saying, never mind. I'm gonna do some research on the properties of acrylic paint. We will talk about that. We have something to talk about the next time I'm doing this painting. I'm going to educate myself via um, trusted sites, which shouldn't be a big deal because it is about something that's non-political. I should be able to find what I need to find, and I will enjoy that. So that is something that I can do versus just kind of like spouting off what I think I know. What I do know is that acrylic dries a lot faster though than oil. It takes oil forever to dry. This is not something I could have done. So anyway, next time, and it will be a few days before I get started on this again. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to let the ideas cool. For me, it's better if I do this in increments instead of sitting down with the canvas and trying to do everything all at once. It's like I can't do that. It takes me a while to put a painting together. It really does. And still, the ones that I've not sold for very much money, basically enough to recuperate some supplies, but yeah, I think sometimes the ones that turn out, that start out not being what I think they're going to be, how am I saying? Maybe like starting out, it's just going to be like this idea that I want to do, and then by the time I get going with it, it turns into something greater. And sometimes maybe it doesn't seem like it's going to be one of my favorite paintings. Might turn out to be some of the most interesting work that I do at certain times. So you just never know what's going to happen with this, but I'm loving it. Of course, now you can think of this in, hang on, I'll see you after the click. I can't do this. All right. So, it's like, what I'm saying is like, I'm going to educate myself on the acrylics, find out what I can find out about them. And then I will come back the next time I do this and I will tell the story. And I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot going on here, and it's going to be awesome. I feel like I have this idea that this is really going to turn into something quite interesting. It's getting kind of a storybook quality, but I'm getting the how the imagination can stare off into the night if you're out in the night and you stare out in the darkness, and especially if you've ever been away from just out in the woods or whatever, and it's like, oh wow, what shape is that? I don't know. So that's kind of cool. That's what's that's the quality I think this is going to end up having, and I'm so glad I decided to look at this long enough and say, you know what, let's make it night, and see the differences, intensity of painting. Like if I take this pigment and dilute it down enough, I can make this a much lighter sky and make it almost like a daytime kind of thing. But I really, I don't want to do that, I'm feeling I like the night sky here. So, we're gonna keep playing with this. I'm gonna have to let this dry. I'm gonna have to let this sit. I'm gonna have to let my mind play around with it and let the idea, let this settle down. And as you know, some of the poetry that I write, by the way, or some of the stories that I've been sitting on for decades. I mean, just trying to let it come together. I'm like that, I just Okay, this time it's for real. For real the last time. Before this is the end of the video. That's what I'm saying. It's the end of the video. God bless. Love and light. Peace. Good night.